Guys, 2015 was the best year ever. This is one of my favorite parts of the year on YouTube because I love to hear how everybody's year went, whether it was good or bad, etc, etc. And it's just really great to have a video where you can be like, this is what I did in the year. So when you're like 50, you can be like, wow, 2015 was great. 2014 was not. So, that being said, today I am reviewing my year of 2015. If you've been with me for a couple years now, this is my third year in review video. 2013 was awesome. I loved it. It was arguably the best year ever. 2014 was really good in a lot of aspects, but it wasn't my best year. It was kind of, it was me, so-so. 2015 though, oh my Lanta, you can't get better than 2015. Like, if I have a year that can top 2015, I'm just gonna be on the floor crying for a whole video because 2015 was amazing and I loved almost every second of it. In 2015, I did a lot of things. I met a bunch of authors, booktubers, took a lot of photos, went to a couple really awesome concerts. I just had a really good time. Like, I had fun. I did some things that I've been longing to do for a long time. And overall, it was just a year that surprised me. Like, I did a bunch of things I never thought I would do. And now sitting on the end of the year, it's like, wow, I can't believe I actually did that. So what's the best thing I did in 2015? Oh god, I don't even know, but I think we're gonna have to start out 2015 with the 1989 World Tour that I went to twice because I'm crazy. I ended up seeing Taylor Swift twice in concert this year, once on the floor in Chicago, and another time in Nashville. Spontaneously bought tickets the night of, you know, went by myself, had a great time. Saw Steven Tyler in concert, it's fine, I'm cool. Honestly, the 1989 World Tour was like all my dreams come true, and even though I didn't get to meet Taylor this tour, oh god, I could cry to the tour video all the live long day because it was just so good. Like, if you didn't see the 1989 World Tour live, I'm sorry for you. Go watch the video, but it will not compare to the real thing because it was like literally one of the best nights of my life. I ended up seeing a bunch of other concerts too. I saw Imagine Dragons and Halsey and Metric, but Metric had really bad lighting. I went to Lollapalooza and I saw Mr. Wives, Paul McCartney, Lainey. I saw a little bit of Bears Den too. That was a really great day. I got to see the Foo Fighters. What? I love me some Dave Grohl. It was like a grown man just screaming into a microphone for 2 hours straight. And then I took a psychology test the next day and got an A on it. I also saw Ed Sheeran and Christina Perri and Jamie Lawson. I forgot about that. It was a great show. I love me some Ed Sheeran. He's just beautiful. And I witnessed a proposal during that concert, so that was fun. That was really cool. I also saw So You Think You Can Dance live tour and concert, kind of. It was really strange because they had like really loud pop rock music and my grandma was sitting next to me just like, I don't know what to do with this, but I really enjoyed it. It was really cool. So You Think You Can Dance is just awesome. I love dancers. I also became super obsessed with Hamilton this year, as I'm sure you are aware. I listened to it for a good 2 months straight. Now it's kind of circulated off my listening patterns for a little while, but I'm still obsessed with it. I still want to go see it really badly, and I'm still obsessed with Lin-Manuel Miranda, so let's go into the book sphere because my bookish game was on point, even though my reading game was not. I read, right now I'm on I think 36 books for the year, which is not terrible, but not really my goal. However, I did go to YALLFest this year, so that was fantastically amazing. I got to meet so many booktubers and authors. Actually, I only met like 3 authors, but I went backstage not backstage, I went to an after party for the authors, which was really awesome. I ended up interviewing Alexandra Bracken and Marissa Meyer, aka the coolest authors ever, and that was just crazy. Ugh, like, you can interview authors. Like, how is that possible? I don't know, man. I also ended up doing a photo shoot with Booksplosion, which was a dream come true. You guys know I've been wanting to photograph booktubers for like the past 2 years, and it finally happened, and I'm convinced it'll also maybe happen at BEA, so I'm just so thankful that that happened because I love me some booktubers and photography. I also met Gail Forman this year, which was pretty cool. hung out with her and Emily when I met Emily for the first time. I'm trying to think who else. I met V.E. Schwab. I finally read Vicious and I loved it, and so I met V.E. Schwab and it was perfect and beautiful, and she's awesome. Definitely read her books because she's great. I actually met Lemony Snicket at YALLFest, which is really crazy because he's one of my big childhood authors. He was just as quirky in person as he was in his books. Mockingjay Part 2 came out. That's a thing. We got some cool bookish movies. I saw The Martian without reading the book, which was also a really good book to movie adaptation. I finally watched the Gone Girl movie, which is awesome, and I've seen it like 4 times now because it's so good and I love it. This year I continue to work at Panera because, you know, you do what you gotta do. And I ended up meeting Hunter Hayes and serving him at the drive-thru because that's just my life, right? That's what happens to me. I also, while I was down at school, ended up meeting Hayley Williams at church. And it was the scariest moment of my life, honestly, because I watched her during the whole sermon and I was like, okay, I gotta do this. Like, I gotta talk to her. I was texting Laura the whole time telling her about this, and she's like, you have to say something. And so I bucked up myself. I don't know what that means. I bucked up myself, and as they were walking, she was with her fiance. As they were walking past me to go exit, I like just was like, all right, here we go. And I like touched her on the back and I was like, hey, I love you. Just wanted to say you're awesome. And she like grabbed my hand. She was like, it was so nice meeting you. And then she left and I was a puddle of tears, but it was awesome. It was a great thing. Hayley Williams is wonderful, you guys, and she's just as pretty in person as she is anywhere else. My photo career has been very nice this year, actually. I got one of my photos regrammed on Anthropologie's Instagram, and it has since gotten like 14,000 likes, so I'm royalty, basically. Additionally, I shot my first wedding by myself in Ohio, so that was crazy. I still can't believe it happened, honestly, but hopefully it'll like lead the way to more people using me in their wedding photography. I also got commissioned to start working with an organization, and they actually pay me. It's great. I love them so much. Called Delight Ministries. It's a women's community, and basically I do like photography and videography for them. Still have a video to edit for them, which I haven't done, so don't talk about that. But I got to do that this year. They actually picked my story to go into their next book, so if you have Delight on your campus or you're interested in reading my story, their books go on sale I think in January. And I'm like the 3rd story in it, so it's pretty crazy. Like, my story about me, personal life, going out there on like 50 campuses, whatever. It's insane, but that was pretty cool to be chosen for that this year. I did take a lot of photos this year. I did my brother's senior photos. I did some senior photos for my friends' siblings. Still sneaking my camera into concerts like a badass, so, you know, you can count on me. I got to meet some of my role models / cool people in my life. I ended up having ice cream with Ellie Berry. If you don't know Ellie Berry, she is a photographer who I've looked up to for a couple years now. And I got to meet up with her and talk with her for a little while, and it was so much fun, and I just love her. She's so cute. I also got to meet and photograph Juliette Waybrett, who is a YouTube star. She's like not huge, I guess, but she's kind of a big deal. So it was really cool because I've been following her since high school, and so to just hang out with her, we got pancakes and took photos. It was so much fun. It was crazy. I loved it. It was so great. Speaking of other people I met Liz from Elosy Books. Took some pictures of her at Easter, which was awesome, and I loved that. I got to be included on an HPA compilation album. I forgot about that. So they ended up contacting me because of my friend Kirsten, and they were like, hey, you're a booktuber, you write songs about books, can you submit one? And I was like, okay, sure. And turns out it's an album that has like Hank Green, Harry and the Potters, all my favorite wizard rockers on there, and it's just amazing that that even happened because 8th grade Jenna would be like, you're on the same album as Hank Green and Harry and the Potters? In 2015, Jenna's like, yeah man, it's no big deal, it's casual. This summer I also took a trip to Yellowstone. It had been about a decade since I'd been there last, so me and Dad went for a week, and it was life-changing and awesome, and I took so many great pictures. There was one time we actually saw the sunrise over Yellowstone Falls, but like we were the only people there, and it was Honestly, if you can do that, please go do it because it was so incredibly beautiful and I felt God in that moment. It was great. I turned 20 this year. So I'm 20. Now I'm 20 and a half actually. About to be 21, so that's kind of scary that I've been alive for 20 years. I also had some very, very big mishaps this year, like disastrous situations that just broke me. I took 18 credits last spring, which I thought I was gonna die at the first week because of all the syllabi. And I came out on top. It was pretty great. It was actually one of my favorite semesters I've taken, but it was difficult for 18 credits. I also dropped my phone down a sewer grate. It was one of those moments where I dropped it and it was the smallest slit ever and it turned the right way and just went down. And in that moment, I dropped to my knees, literally screamed no into the universe, and went into my bed and cried for a good 20 minutes. Then I had to text my mom via my computer and say, hey, help, I'm in distress right now. I also got a flat tire for the first time by myself in school land. It was rough. It was very sad. I worked it all out in less than 24 hours, so it was good, but it was one of those moments where I was like, I'm really an adult because I really got a flat tire. I did have a very hard semester this fall. Even though I was taking like 16 credits, which is less than spring semester, it was 10 times harder. I was writing more papers. I was way more stressed than usual. I ended up doing 2 jobs over this past summer, and although I was making bank, I was exhausted all the time, and it was one of those really low points of the year where I was just like, all right, let's keep pushing through because this sucks. Sometimes you just gotta do that. And even though I had all these crappy things, there's really not that many crappy things that happened this year. And honestly, I'm just so overjoyed with everything that I went through this year. Just some really amazing experiences and opportunities and really just great things that have happened. I just feel so blessed to have had this year, and like looking back on all the pictures I've taken and videos and like just memories in general, I can't help but smile because it was it was the best year of my life. And it's really funny to me because 2013 was my previous holder of best year ever, and looking back, there are huge similarities between the two. For example, 2013 was the last time I saw Taylor in concert. It was the last time that I traveled out west. I went to Colorado instead of Yellowstone. It was the last time I went to Lollapalooza as well. And so this year, I got to see Taylor again in Chicago. I went out west and went to Yellowstone, and I went to Lollapalooza. And it's just like, all right, I guess my next best year is gonna be 2017. However, Taylor's probably not gonna be touring then, unfortunately. I'm probably not gonna go to Lollapalooza. I'm probably not going to go out west, but I will be graduating and turning 22 in 2017, so I don't know. It's hard to say when the next best year is going to be. I'm hoping next year will be pretty good, but it's hard to say. So I'm going to make the most of it though. 2015 was just incredible, and part of that is because of you guys. You've gotten me almost. We're like this close to getting 4,000 subscribers. I'm still stuck at a couple hundred below that, but we're at like 3780. That's about where we've been stuck at for the past couple of months, and I've just been so grateful that you guys have stuck with me and that you still care about me and my crazy life and reading habits and all that jazz. Thank you, seriously. Like, it baffles me that many people care about me, but it's great. And I wouldn't change this year for the world at all. If you want to see any of the pictures that I took this year, because photography is a huge thing to me, I'm gonna have a blog post linked below with all of those cool pictures. There's like hundreds of them, so just take your time looking through that. And if you want to hear anything else, I'm gonna be doing a favorite books of 2015 video soon. I'm also gonna be doing my favorite media of 2015, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Lots of good things on the way. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you for such a great year. I hope to see you in 2016, and let me know in the comments how your year was. Hopefully it was as good as mine, because mine was just fab.